Iraqi Dinar today latest news, a phenomenon is unfolding across the globe, capturing the attention of people who have been following the narratives surrounding the Iraqi Dinar and the Vietnamese Dong for years. This is not just a typical news cycle, it is a full-blown resurgence of conversation, speculation, and widespread enthusiasm centered on the potential for new exchange activity involving these two currencies. The quiet, often sideline chatter has suddenly burst into a loud, synchronized chorus being heard from continent to continent. Viewers should stop, take a moment, and pay close attention, because the atmosphere around these long-term financial topics feels uniquely charged in a way that warrants serious discussion today. The key to this renewed interest is a noticeable, though unconfirmed, shift in the perceived behavior of major global banks and financial institutions. Reports are filtering in through various community channels, suggesting that when individuals mention the Iraqi Dinar IQD or Vietnamese Dong VND, the response from bank personnel is different. Instead of the usual confused or dismissive reaction, a surprising number of people are encountering bank staff who appear to be knowledgeable, prepared, or at least more open to the conversation. This perceived change in institutional readiness is the primary engine driving the explosive buzz across online platforms and community groups worldwide. It is absolutely crucial to emphasize that this perceived change is based entirely on personal observations and anecdotal evidence shared within online communities, not on any formal, verifiable statement from global financial authorities. No central bank, major government, or international regulatory body has issued an official announcement confirming any special procedures or imminent exchange events for the IQD or VND. However, the sheer volume and global consistency of these anecdotal reports, originating from the United States, Canada, Europe, Australia, and other regions, are collectively creating a powerful narrative of momentum. This shared belief, whether accurate or not, is forging a collective energy that has not been witnessed in a very long time. This powerful, synchronized excitement is fueled primarily by the continuous stream of community stories being uploaded and shared across social media platforms daily. These are not facts issued by a press release, but rather individual accounts that, when compiled, paint a picture of unusual activity. For instance, some individuals claim their banks have been contacting them about routine account updates, while others mention being asked to re-verify personal identification. In this hyper-aware environment, these normal, everyday banking procedures are being interpreted through a hopeful and expectant lens, leading many to believe that institutions are making quiet, necessary preparations for a potential shift in the currency's status. The narrative is building momentum not on evidence, but on hope. The psychological impact of this global communication is significant, especially on long-term holders of these currencies who have endured years of waiting and disappointment. When one person shares a story about a teller suddenly seeming more informed about the dinar, dozens of others across the world chime in with similar minor interactions they now view as confirmation. This rapid fire sharing creates a powerful echo chamber where everyday events are amplified into global signals. People who had previously disengaged from the conversation are now feeling a fresh wave of hope and renewed energy, pulling them back into the active hour-by-hour discussions that have suddenly flooded the digital space. One of the central elements driving this surge is the interpretation that banks globally are displaying a higher level of engagement in foreign currency discussions in general. While no financial institution has confirmed specific procedures relating solely to IQD or VND exchanges, the shift in overall sentiment is palpable for community members. A simple, confident reply from a customer service representative regarding foreign exchange options is often immediately interpreted as a clue that a larger, quiet mechanism is being put in place behind the scenes. This creates a psychological ripple effect, transforming mundane, routine interactions into perceived evidence of imminent action. which then spreads instantly throughout the interconnected online community. The current atmosphere vividly illustrates a powerful aspect of human psychology, specifically how shared expectation can create its own reality within a long-term community. When thousands of people, previously unknown to one another, begin reporting similar subjective experiences, even if those experiences are simply common, routine banking events, it generates a powerful feeling of coordination. This feeling does not equate to proof of a coordinated financial event, but it perfectly explains why the atmosphere feels so electric today. Individuals who have waited patiently for years are wired to look for patterns, and the sudden global uptick in similar stories fulfills that psychological need for a pattern to emerge. The historical context of the Dinar and Dong communities is crucial here. They have gone through numerous cycles of intense hype followed by silent periods of stagnation over the past decade. Therefore, when this new wave of globally consistent stories appears, it is quickly embraced as the long-awaited signal, reinforcing the idea that this is finally the moment. Social media acts as an accelerator, ensuring that these anecdotes spread at lightning speed, continuously reinforcing the excitement. When people see that others are excited, their own hope is validated, thus adding fuel to the fire. This powerful shared psychological movement is undeniable, even without confirmed institutional involvement. The buzz is currently exploding across every corner of the internet, with YouTube comment sections, Telegram groups, Reddit threads, and specialized currency forums experiencing an unprecedented level of activity. People who were once silent are now posting daily, and content creators who had taken long breaks are suddenly back with fresh updates. This massive social movement, while not financial evidence, is a testament to the community's passion. Holders who may have set their physical currency aside are now actively checking their notes, a clear behavioral sign that the global energy has successfully permeated the individual level. The international synchronization of this excitement is what gives this wave its unique, formidable character. Many veteran observers of these currencies are noting that the current surge feels distinctly different from past waves of speculation. This distinction is not based on official news, which remains absent, but on the aligned nature of the global conversation. Historically, a spike in chatter might be localized. The US might be buzzing while Asia remains quiet, or vice versa. This time, however, the enthusiasm, the shared stories, and the general feeling of anticipation are appearing almost simultaneously across every major continent. This global synchronization is lending a perceived sense of legitimacy and gravity to the moment, giving holders a powerful impression that a broader, coordinated development might be underway. Expectation is a potent, driving force in any financial community, even when focused on pure speculation rather than confirmed economic facts. Right now, a renewed sense of expectation is building rapidly around the IQD and VND. People are feeling a definitive shift in the global atmosphere, sensing that the world is edging closer to some kind of economic development. Whether this is real or merely a collective psychological anticipation, the shared expectation itself generates massive momentum. Holders begin organizing their documents, preparing their financial records, and arranging their notes, performing preparatory actions not due to proof, but because preparation is emotionally empowering and provides a sense of control in a long-standing environment of uncertainty. One of the most fascinating layers of this global wave is how every normal interaction within the banking system is currently being reinterpreted by hopeful observers. A bank employee's routine mention of foreign currency services is instantly perceived as a significant clue. A request to update a customer's identification, a standard regulatory compliance action, is immediately viewed as a preparatory step for an exchange event. Even discussions about ordering foreign currency are now being read as proof of institutional awareness and gearing up. This demonstrates the high emotional state of the community, where people are actively seeking and interpreting micro signals as macro evidence of change. The collective reading of these everyday moments is what is generating the powerful feeling of global alignment. It is not that institutions have made an announcement. It is that the community believes they are sensing a shift in the air, a subtle but undeniable change in the global financial winds. This collective, emotional interpretation has, in itself, become one of the most significant drivers of the current excitement. When a simple, ordinary interaction is shared online and affirmed by thousands of others who have experienced similar routines, the emotional weight of the story far exceeds its factual significance, pushing the momentum forward at incredible speed. Online momentum is operating at full speed, serving as a powerful accelerator for this speculation. When a single individual posts a story claiming their bank seemed unusually prepared, dozens of subsequent posts immediately follow, sharing similar, subjective experiences. This chain reaction quickly builds a cohesive, compelling narrative that grows stronger with every retelling and affirmation. Even if these stories are just normal daily events being viewed through an intensely hopeful filter, the shared emotional environment they create is undeniably real and pervasive, making the general feeling of excitement incredibly potent. Social media platforms have intensified this effect to a degree never seen in past cycles of interest in the dinar and dong. In earlier times, speculation spread slowly through static forums and email newsletters. Today, the conversation is instantaneous, global, and highly visible. A single viral video or a heavily engaged comment thread on a major platform can dramatically shift the mood of the entire worldwide community within hours. This extreme speed of information and emotion transfer is precisely why the current wave of excitement feels so much bigger, faster, and more intensely focused than any seen in previous years. This period is particularly profound for individuals who have been holding the IQD or VND for extended periods, some for 5, 10, or even 15 years. These long-term holders have navigated countless cycles of excitement and silence. Many of them are now sharing the sentiment that this current global wave is the most widespread and most powerful sense of anticipation they have experienced in the last decade. While this emotional testament does not constitute official confirmation, it certainly highlights the immense emotional force and perceived significance of the moment for those most deeply involved in the conversation. For many participants, the core of this long-term journey is not simply about immediate financial gains. It is about the years of patience, the commitment shown, and the desire to finally witness movement after a decade of uncertainty. That profound, emotional investment makes every small sign or shift in the global conversation feel incredibly meaningful. When thousands of people across the planet share this deep, unified hope, any real or perceived change in the general conversation creates a powerful, unified sense of possibility. This is why the moment holds so much significance for the community, even in the complete absence of verified announcements. Hope, as a psychological element, is currently a dominant force fueling the massive excitement around both the IQD and VND. The community is collectively hoping that banks are actively preparing, that global coordination is quietly taking place, and that this powerful momentum will ultimately lead to a meaningful, verifiable event. While hope alone has no power to alter official financial policy, its ability to unify, energize, and connect a community cannot be overstated. Hope is keeping the global conversation alive, pushing people to share, discuss, and engage at a level not seen in years, making the atmosphere today feel incredibly intense and active. Amidst this massive surge of excitement, it remains essential for everyone to recognize that global buzz and widespread conversation are not the same as global confirmation. No major international bank has formally announced any coordinated exchange programs for either currency. No regulatory authority has released a statement confirming a large-scale rate change, and no government institution has publicly acknowledged any pre-exchange preparations. It must be stated clearly that the current excitement is rooted in community interpretation and shared emotional momentum, and not in verified, factual financial action, which is a necessary caution. However, the fact that the excitement is based on perception does not diminish the reality of the community's current emotional state. People are genuinely feeling a movement, they are authentically energized, and they truly believe something is different. These feelings are important to acknowledge when analyzing why the global conversation has reached this high pitch. Emotionally driven speculation has a genuine power to create massive waves of global interest, even without the backing of an official press release or an institutional statement. The world is paying attention because the collective feeling of a shift is so strong. Holders are tuning in and participating now because they sense a globally synchronized shift in the atmosphere. They observe multiple regions buzzing at the exact same time. They see banks appearing more attentive than before. They notice online discussion groups suddenly overflowing with thousands of messages. All of these factors combine to create a compelling perception that the world is preparing for a significant event involving the dinar and dong. This is, again, perception, not official confirmation. But in the realm of speculative currency, perception is often the most powerful driver behind major waves of excitement and anticipation. Whenever this kind of global energy builds, rumors tend to evolve and spread with incredible speed. A story that begins as a simple observation or a slight misunderstanding is quickly retold, amplified, and reshaped by countless others. These rumors, though unverified, demonstrate how quickly narratives can form and take hold in emotionally charged communities. This process helps explain the sheer magnitude of today's excitement. People are interpreting every interaction and every online post as part of a bigger, coordinated plan. They share this interpretation because the possibility is thrilling, and soon the rumor itself becomes a new piece of the global momentum. For long-term holders, the global wave does not require official confirmation to feel incredibly meaningful. After years of quiet waiting, even the simple feeling of widespread global excitement provides genuine energy, hope, and a reason to stay engaged. It restores their motivation and, crucially, provides a profound sense of connection to the thousands of others around the world who share the exact same belief. Even if this entire wave proves to be purely sentiment-based, its positive impact on the morale and unity of the community is one of the most uplifting moments in recent memory. There is a possibility that this particular surge of excitement may sustain itself longer than previous cycles precisely because of its global reach. When momentum is spread across multiple countries simultaneously, the energy is able to self-sustain much more effectively. If the buzz temporarily slows down in one region, it is often kept vigorously alive by another, and the instant connection afforded by social media ensures the conversation never truly ceases. This dynamic could allow this current wave of hope and anticipation to maintain a high level of intensity far longer than any other seen in the past. In moments of intense global speculation, the most prudent course of action for all observers is to maintain a calm, balanced, and informed perspective. While the excitement is understandable, it must not lead to hasty decisions or unrealistic expectations. The best preparation involves routine, practical steps, organizing financial documents, ensuring personal identification is up to date, and keeping currency notes secure. It is entirely acceptable to feel hopeful and energized, but that excitement must not be allowed to replace a clear, logical assessment of the situation. Patience and clarity are the holder's most valuable assets during times of global buzz. It is absolutely essential to remember the fundamental limitations of speculation. No matter how powerful the collective global energy feels, true, verifiable financial changes can only be confirmed by official announcements from the central banks, regulatory institutions, or governing bodies of the nations involved. Community excitement is powerful, but it is not official evidence. Online stories are interesting and engaging, but they do not replace verified economic policy. A clear, balanced perspective is non-negotiable. Enjoy the excitement and the conversation, but understand that speculation and community interpretation are not institutional action. Even without official confirmation, this moment profoundly matters because it showcases the exceptional strength, unity, and passion of the global IQD and VND communities. It is a powerful reminder that people can unite across borders, languages, and continents when they share a common, long-term belief. It highlights how emotional journeys inextricably shape financial discussions. And it demonstrates how formidable a globally aligned community can become when its shared energy ignites. Whether this momentum eventually leads to confirmed, fundamental change, or simply becomes another dynamic chapter in the long history of this speculation, this surge is one of the most exciting waves the community has seen in years. Looking forward, no one can accurately predict the ultimate destination of this global wave of renewed excitement. The eventual fate of the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong will always hinge on official financial policies, international regulatory decisions, and genuine economic developments, not on online community speculation. However, what this moment has undeniably achieved is a powerful resurgence of passion, a revival of the global conversation, and a new sense of connection that should inspire renewed focus on monitoring verified, official developments moving ahead. The future is uncertain, but the community's current energy is certainly stronger and more unified than it has been in a long time. As we conclude today's discussion, remember this critical distinction. The massive global excitement swirling around the IQD and VND right now is primarily a force driven by shared sentiment, community interpretation, and pervasive buzz. It is not yet driven by verified financial action. Nevertheless, that fact does not make this moment any less meaningful or powerful for the thousands of people who have dedicated years to this journey. Whether this current surge proves to be an actual, profound shift or simply another powerful wave of shared hope, it has unified the global community in an unprecedented way. Therefore, stay hopeful but keep your feet grounded. Stay excited but remain realistic. And above all, continue to prioritize official channels for information while you enjoy the undeniable passion of this incredible global community. Would you like me to search for any official statements from the Central Bank of Iraq or Vietnam regarding their respective currencies?